Many years ago, I was invited to sing at a nursing home in Wilmer, Alabama. When I arrived there, they led me into an assembly room where there were about 30 patrons seated in a semicircle. I pulled out my guitar and started singing one hymn after another. We did Blessed Assurance. We did Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. Uh, Love Lifted Me. The people were really with me and they were singing quite well, all except for one lady who was off to my right. And she wasn't singing with me. And when I looked at her, she was looking as though it were through me to the other side of the room. Then I realized she wasn't really with us. Well, I kept on ministering even though I felt compassion for her. I kept on ministering in the rest of the room, and they sang so well. And then somebody said, "Why don't you do the song, Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus?" So I did. I started the introduction to it, and then I started singing it. And when I did, I was looking to the left and noticing the people were singing with me, but then I began to hear something on my right that got louder and louder and louder. And by the time I turned my head all the way around, it was ready for the verse, and this beautiful soprano voice and this glowing face of this person who had been in another world altogether all of a sudden started singing with me. Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. And when she sang the word grace, it was as though all of a sudden someone had slid the little dimmer switch down and she disappeared from our world back into her own world again. It was amazing that day because I realized that that lady understood more about that song than I did. You see, I believe she already had turned her eyes upon Jesus and was looking in his face. And the things of this world were growing strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. You know, the funny thing was, in my arrogance, I thought I went there to bless those folks. It was quite the opposite. It was them. They were the ones that blessed me.